Grace, welcome to my kitchen. So today we're going to be making a recipe that I learned as a child. When I was growing up in a small town called Tiruvalla in southern part of India, I learned to make this chicken stew from somebody who used to take care of us when we were children. We used to call her Valyamma. So I dedicate this episode to her. So let's get started. Chicken stew made authentic Kerala style. It's really tasty and it's really good with appams, parotas, chapatis, any kind of flatbread. And it also reheats very well for the next couple of days.
If you just stay with me, we can run from here and we can disappear and they won't find us well.
If you like this video, please subscribe and also hit the like button. That's going to help me to stay motivated to creating new videos and putting it out there for you. Also, check out the descriptions of this video below to see all the ingredients and the measurements. Whenever possible, I like to use fresh ingredients. I'm using a whole bulb of garlic, about 6 to 7 inches of ginger. This is organic ginger. Just be careful as you scrape the skin off. You can also use a spoon to scrape the skin. I'll be adding 3 potatoes. This is Yukon Gold potatoes. It has the right type of consistency for this dish. And 1 carrot. You don't need too many carrots, that'll spoil the taste. So just stick with 1 carrot. As I'm making this dish, I'm having some fun with it. And also it reminded me of how the Valyamma that used to help us back home, how she was cooking and how she was preparing the ingredients. I'm using 2 red onions. The red onions have the sweeter taste and that really adds another layer of flavor to the gravy. These are green Indian chilies. For this dish, this specific type of chilies works very well. I'll be adding 2 tomatoes and you can use any type of tomato you like. So fresh curry leaves is a big part of this dish. Without that, it would not taste authentic. So I'll be using 2 stems of that. I'm dicing the onions into square pieces. For this dish, that shape works very well. I'm also cutting the ginger and garlic into small pieces. This is going to help me when I later crush it using a mortar and pestle. Carrot also, you don't want to make it too tiny pieces. You want to keep it medium size. This way it doesn't cooks it into the gravy. You want to still maintain the shape of the pieces. So same goes for the potatoes. You want to cut them into large pieces. The chilies, I'm just going to cut off the stems and I'm going to keep them whole because I don't want this gravy to be too spicy. I just want the taste of the chilies. Tomatoes also, I'm going to dice them into large pieces. all the chopping is done and pretty much most of the ingredients is ready to go. So now I'm going to go ahead and crush the garlic using this mortar and pestle. When you just crush it, it gives it the right level of taste in the gravy without overpowering it. If you chop them into very fine pieces, then you don't get the right type of taste. So just doing it this way really makes this dish very authentic, and it really adds the layers of flavors without overpowering each of those ingredients. As I was doing this is so therapeutic for me. Just if you haven't tried a mortar and pestle, please do. It really gives you that homey, calming feeling. I'm also adding whole spices here. I'll have each one of them listed in the description. So the fresh chicken, I got them from a local butcher. It's washed, cleaned, skinned, and ready to go. So I'm using 2 whole chicken, about 5 pounds. So I'm going to first add the turmeric to kind of marinate the chicken, and a little bit of black pepper, about half a teaspoon. Just lightly mix it up and just set it aside for a couple of minutes. We are now ready to cook the chicken. I have a thick, large pan. That's going to help us to make sure it cooks evenly and tender. I'm using a tablespoon of cooking oil. Any oil that you like, you can use. Also adding 1 teaspoon of mustard seed. As the seed pops, it's going to release the oil and flavor it. To this, I'm going to add all the prepared ingredients, and I'm going to roast them for a couple of minutes. This is the color that you want. It's roasted lightly. Don't forget to add the curry leaves. Now I'm adding whole spices. I have cardamom, cloves, star anise, and cinnamon. Adding 1 teaspoon of turmeric. 1 teaspoon of coriander powder, 1 teaspoon of garam masala, 1 teaspoon of red chili powder, mild. Also 1 teaspoon of black pepper powder and salt to taste. Just roast them lightly. You may want to reduce the heat while you are roasting the spices, and then add the tomatoes. Just cook it for a couple of minutes, and then you can add the meat. want to mix the meat to make sure all the spices get incorporated, and then you want to close the lid and cook the meat for 15 minutes. The gravy looks good. To this, now we're adding the carrots and the potatoes and cook it for another 15 minutes. While this is cooking, I'm going to go ahead and prepare the fresh coconut milk. So I have a cup of grated coconut that I put it through the blender, and now I'm straining it to extract the fresh milk out of it. I used hot water when I was grinding the coconut. Gotta squeeze all the milk out of it. You want to get every bit out of it. Almost done cooking, and I'm ready to add the coconut milk. And you want to cook for another 10 minutes and then it'll be done. Okay, I roasted some extra onion and curry leaves and just garnish that. Just few slices of tomatoes. Okay, the dish is done. It's finally finished. Love to take a piece. Eat this with some flaky chapati. Yummy, this tastes amazing. I'm gonna go for another piece. Look at that tender piece of chicken. And with thick gravy, it is absolutely delicious.